What is the most important point you look at? We look at, the PE, EV upon EBITDA. Some talk about growth, ROC. For you, which is the most important among all these ratios that we talk about?
Now, to me, actually, concept is very important. So forget about the bottom line, forget about the top line. What is the growth in the company? The concept and the growth, which is very important.
Right.
So me, the most important factor in choosing an investment is actually the growth of that company.
Growth is top of mind, sir. I was looking at some of your holdings, and in the recent past, Everest Industries, that's something, that people are interested in. You have increased your stake. I think now your holding is roughly around 5% odd. What would you term this? You're known, sir, for this bottom-up approach. And maybe top-down as well fits for Everest Industries. So what would you term it as? Bottom-up or top-down?
Actually, I would say it's blending of both.
Okay.
There are hardly few companies listed in this space. Only 4 companies, I think 4 or 5 companies are listed. So, and I think stock is also, what I feel, I may be wrong also, stock is also cheap.
Okay.
And it's a blending of both, as you asked.
Just take a look at the last few years. The sector leader is something that doesn't grab your attention really. You look at maybe player number 3, player number 4 in a market. Case in point being a Cera Sanitary Ware or maybe even an Atul Auto. They were not leaders in the sector, but they were big multi-baggers for you. Run us through the investment thesis there.
It was very simple actually. When I bought all these stocks which you had mentioned just now, Aegis and whatever, Atul Auto and Cera Sanitary Ware, the biggest advantage actually was in my favor. That market was actually pretty bad that time because we had just come out from that coma kind of situation of Ketan Parekh scam and all.
Right.
So stocks were also very cheap at a throwaway price. So all these stocks were available at maybe a P of 5 or 6 and giving a dividend yield of around 5, 6 or 7%. And plus economy was also turning around.
Yeah.
And same case was there with all these companies. They were also turning around. So I got that advantage. So that is why all this become a multi-bagger.
Okay, all right. The other space, Mr. Kedia, that everyone's talking about is the chemical space. In the last couple of years, and that's been getting a lot of attention. I understand that you did a lot of ground research. You visited China, you saw how the industry was shaping up there, and then you backed Sudarshan Chemicals, which, by the way, I think it's a 10-bagger from the time you bought it. Tell us, how does that go about? How important is ground research?
Why I zeroed into Sudarshan Chemical, because I was following this company for last many years, maybe for last 15-20 years.
All right.
So my initial stock was bought in 1992 or 3, a very small quantity, so which I held on to till 2014. And when I found that this structural change is happening in this pigment industry, then I bought Sudarshan Chemical. So I was lucky that I got the desired quantity also. So that actually played a bigger role in that.
Absolutely. And what about chemicals industry? Most team left?
Of course. I think specialty chemical, not general commodity kind of chemical and all. And pigments and all, I think India is actually going way ahead than China.
Broadly, I wanted your view on the SME space. If you could explain to all our investors as well out there, it was supposed to be a good opportunity. Of late, there's a lot of fear.
I'll tell you, I personally do not discriminate whether it is a small cap or mid cap or SME or main board. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
If I like the company, I buy in any platform. If I do not like, I can sell any stocks tomorrow.
True.
Last year, I was very much bullish on Karnataka Bank. At one point of time, I was holding 2%, as you know that. But somehow I was not comfortable because to me, peace is very important. Peace is more important than making money in the market.
True.
So. But I was not happy with the performance of the company. So I sold my Karnataka Bank. Similarly, I cut short my position into Aries Agro also.